us.
All right, guys. I am Stella Erickson.
I'm Cole Anderson.
And I'm Jessica Anderson.
And we are the Mini Mics podcast. And Jessica is our guest today.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
How do you feel about being on the podcast?
I feel good.
Yeah.
I'm a little nervous.
Why?
I've never used a mic like this before. Am I doing it right? You're kind of like watching my mic.
Yeah, I just try not to breathe in it because you're going to go every time.
Like the ASMR breathing.
Sorry.
Yeah, I don't do ASMR
like
videos. Those are nasty. I do not like those.
Really?
ASMR?
Yeah, I watch them on TikTok.
Just like clicking your fingernails on stuff.
Well, what
and,
kind? There's like different ASMR ones.
That's so weird.
But
Yeah.
People get paid to make content like that. Isn't that cool? No, it's not.
No. Oh, sorry. Okay. How was your guys' day today?
It was good.
What'd you guys do?
Worked.
Oh.
What did you do, Stella?
Well, actually.
Actually, I set that question up for
I thought I
myself.
was going to rear-end someone in the Starbucks drive-thru today.
Gosh.
So guys, don't wear works when you're driving because I was pulling up. I already ordered and I was pulling up and I was behind someone, obviously. And my shoe, I was braking and my shoe missed it, and then like the edge of the tip of my shoe caught on the brake, and then and my car was just slowly rolling, and I totally thought I was gonna rear end them, but I stopped and I just like slammed on the brakes. But that was really scary.
That's crazy.
That was going to be an expensive Starbucks.
Yeah, I probably would have started crying. I'm not gonna lie. Just tears immediately.
So would we still have done the podcast if that happened?
That's a really good question, actually. I don't know.
The podcast must go on.
I'm fully traumatized by that.
So you know how people have like their audience names? So like their podcast is whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then their following is the
Yeah.
for their podcast. So we are the Youth Mini Mic podcast.
Yeah.
Are our followers just the youth, or are they the mini micers?
Or they. I like that. I like the mini micers.
So this one goes out to all of you mini micers. We're so glad that you're tuning in to the Youth Mini Mic podcast, where we talk about things and also God. I was going to say sometimes God, but also
Sometimes
God.
Yeah.
We always talk about God and things because God is in
Yeah.
everything.
Exactly.
Jessica, would you break down that statement? God is in everything. What does that mean to you?
Yeah.
As a young mom
Oh my.
and wife
Oh my.
and employee
Yeah.
And
with a social life.
and a young person.
And young.
And a young person.
And your person. What does it mean to you that God is in everything?
Oh gosh, that's hard.
Oh,
Not even hard.
Your mic died. You got it.
Yeah, we're gonna trade back and forth.
Maybe.
I feel like it can pick up sounds pretty well, actually.
Okay. I feel like God is in everything. Because I feel like just like in daily life, things can just become like super mundane.
Mm-hmm.
Having a almost 2-year-old, she makes it very known the little things in life. So like when we're walking, she'll see different lights or decorations on houses, and I just feel like she is an example of that. Like, yeah, there's beauty in everything. God is in everything. And my 2-year-old is
That's
a
really
reminder
cool.
of that.
So it's like she's seeing everything for
Yeah.
the first time, but you've already
Yeah.
seen it, so it doesn't matter to you.
Yeah.
But to her, it's like,
Yeah,
oh,
there's a
wow.
bird in the tree,
Uh-huh.
and that's a big deal.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh.
My favorite thing about that specific 2-year-old right now is that anything that wears a red hat with a ball on top and has a white ear is Nana. Like anything. So we
Yeah.
get a window cling that
That's
kind of
so
looks like
cute.
Santa, but it was actually a nutcracker, and we put it on our window, and
Nana.
it's like, oh, Santa. And
That
then
is so cute.
you're like driving past houses with the decoration. She's like, deer, deer, deer.
Yeah.
And I was like, it doesn't even look like a deer, but yes.
Yes, you were on the right track. She's so cute. I love her. Uh-huh.
Yeah, maybe we'll put a picture of it. Nope, we're not going to.
Yeah, that'd be really weird. I feel like
This is her favorite.
just now noticed it.
So everyone would think that this is Jesus, but if you read the tag, it is actually Daniel from the Lion's Den.
Oh, is it actually?
With us. Craziest story in the Bible.
Wait, is it actually?
It's Daniel. Yeah, it says Daniel on the thing.
Oh, I didn't know
Don't mess
that.
him up. Thank you.
Sorry.
This man lived through some crazy times. Mm-hmm. Jessica, how would you feel going into the Lion's Den?
I'd probably be scared.
I would cry.
Yeah.
Do you think that Daniel cried?
No, probably not. I mean, I'm sure he had a little more faith than I did. I think I would feel like the new Hunger Games going into
that's a good point.
That area of scariness. I would be like, I feel like I'm gonna die.
That movie's so. Oh, I love that. Those movie series. It's the best.
Yeah. The newest one?
Yeah, I love all of them. But there's
favorite?
Favorite is probably the first one or the newest one that came out.
Really? Mm-hmm. We just watched all 4 of them
with Kaylee.
No. No. It was the newest one. How do we feel about the fact that movies went from like 1 hour and 20 minutes to like 3 hours?
Yes.
Okay, I have a really strong opinion on movies, actually. I think that it is. Is that one dead? Oh, yeah. Okay. I think, especially, I think I agree. Like, yeah, there was a really big change in movies that went from an hour and a half to like 3 hours. But especially with movies that are based on books, it's so good because the movie's longer, but it also can encapsulate so much more of the book because that's usually what you first see of this franchise is the books, and then you see the movies. So I feel like it just adds more of like a better experience, and then you see more, you understand more, and it like if it's a really good movie, it doesn't feel like you're there for 3 hours.
So you know how there's like, there's a lot of things you could make movies about, but lately movies have kind of sucked. Like all of them. Like they try to put out like a movie and it's like boo, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like Buzz Lightyear in addition to Toy Story, but they ruined Buzz Lightyear for me.
Oh, I didn't watch that.
That's what I'm saying. Like no one's watching because it's actually trash. Oh.
Sorry.
But like why has there never been a like I know there's like VeggieTales and all that stuff, but like why isn't there like a movie about Daniel? Like would that not be dope? If they did it really, really well and like actually threw someone into like a lion's den and like he was visited by like an angel dude and like didn't wear like cheesy like costumes or like what if they actually did it? Yeah, exactly. Like
the same.
What if they like actually did it super well and it wasn't like The Chosen is well done, but like I'm talking like
an actual
like a multi-million-dollar budget.
Hunger Games.
What?
I just feel like that's a really well done movie.
Hunger Games is really well done.
Yeah, and there's like a lot of
because it has to be.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So why?
Yeah, maybe you should start.
Yeah, maybe.
No, definitely not.
Oh,
my next career.
Movie producer. You could do it. Mm-hmm.
The people who produce Christian movies are just like self-made millionaires who want to throw some money at like something that makes them feel good.
Really?
This is just my opinion, I guess, but like actually, I feel like that's what it always starts out as.
I mean, yeah.
So, anyways, Jessica, as a young mom and young person in general, what do you have to say to all of the young girls, because our audience is like 12 to 18, like our youth students, right? What would you have to say to them about like chasing Jesus in your mid-20s and like actually doing life that you like build yourself up to? So like you go through school and you're always aspiring to either like graduate high school or graduate college, right? And then probably get married and start a family and have a job, and like that's I mean, not the end goal, but like it's kind of just like what our society drives us towards. So what is it like? Is it hard? Should they do it?
I mean, I was just thinking about that today. I feel like there's like a level of confidence that youth students have that you might not think that you're confident in the moment. Like I think about walking into youth group, like I probably wasn't the most confident person, but I feel like I like went on a mission trip at 16 with a church I didn't know just because I wanted to go to a specific country. I would never do that right now. Like I just like I just feel like there's like a level of confidence that you students have. And so like, yeah, focus on the future. I feel like I would have saved myself from like a lot if I would have realized like, oh, I'm gonna have a spouse. Like,
oh yeah,
I'm gonna have a spouse and I'm pregnant with number 2. So if
less than 10 years.
Yeah.
16, like
Yeah.
how many years is that? Like,
Yeah.
20, how old are you?
Like 8 years.
Yes.
So like, so it's like, yeah, when you're 16, you're thinking like, oh, that's never gonna happen if that's like a dream for you to get married, have kids, kind of start that life. So like knowing, okay, it's not that long, it's gonna happen. You really probably won't find your spouse at 16, so like chill out a little bit. But just embracing like the confidence that you have like as a youth student and the freedom and the time that you have. I feel like now I'm like just exhausted by the end of the day. I'm like, that is like a lot of work to read the Bible after I've been with the toddler all day and working full time. I just feel like I had so much time when I was a youth student to just read the Bible, pray.
Yeah, that's really good. I feel like as a youth student myself, and also just like watching youth students too, I feel like there's like a sense of like desperation to like find my person, to get married, to have kids, or to like go through high school, go to college, like all those things. I feel like there's like a sense of like I need to do it now, and then like the desperation because it's like you're scared, and the fear like you're scared you're not gonna find this person. And then like like you just really like are trying to do everything super quickly, and like that's what I think it's a really good idea. It's important to like have confidence and to slow down.
It's like it's twofold what you're saying, because in high school we all like are like, I need to find my spouse, I need to date the right person, I need to get married. And then like after people graduate from high school, have you not noticed the fact that they just don't get married? Like they're like 25 now, and the average age to get married is actually closer to 30. I mean, we got married really young, 19 and 20, 21, 20, something like that, right? And that's weird. Like everyone's like, whoa, that's so young. I was like, at the time,
it wasn't.
It didn't. I mean, I feel really young to like own a house and like all this stuff, right? I don't own it, but like pay my mortgage every month.
Yeah, you pay money.
I feel really young to be tied down to my mortgage. But like it's so weird that in high school we feel pushed to grow up, and then after we graduate, we feel pushed to stay down. Like it's like the rest of the world is just like, no, wait, your turn. Don't do anything yet. Like sleep around, like all that stuff. Like why can't we flip the side that energy, not the sleep around part. Let's flip the energy of like slow down, wait, like you have time, like you don't need to be in a rush in high school. And then like after you graduate, like or go to college or whatever, like then like do your like go find your spouse, like do your thing when you can actually do it. Because I mean, I don't know, you could just preach this for years and years and years, but like within a month of knowing someone whether or not they're compatible with you. And at the end of the day, you're choosing to love them for the rest of your life. Like I heard on a podcast recently, I listen to them all the time, so we're just gonna reference podcasts on every podcast. But I heard, and it's like this guy was talking, and I'll just put myself in his frame, and like how he said it is like, I've been married to Jessica for 4 going on 5 years. I have not been in love with Jessica for 5 years. Like I just haven't. I've been committed to Jessica. I've been married to Jessica. I've been pursuing only Jessica. I haven't chosen to pursue anyone or anything else more than Jessica except for God. But I haven't been like butterflies and rainbows for 5 years, because that's just not a thing. And we think in high school that it is a thing because that's what we feel when we get around someone who is like our person, and we're just like, I am so bubbly inside. like you literally get so anxious and you feel the butterflies and all that. And it's like I feel that like in this moment with Jessica, because it's just like a fun different way of interacting. But like when we go and work in the office together, or like we lead youth together,
oh my gosh,
it's like I'm not exactly getting butterflies when Jessica's like, wait, why did you mess up that transition? You know what I mean? Or like I do it to her and I'm like, why did you mess up that transition? You know what I mean? So it's like, I just wish that all of the world's high school students would slow the heck down and take every opportunity they have to develop themselves and grow into who God wants them to be. And then like sprint for marriage after high school. Because I think that like getting married young is not a bad thing. If you want to accomplish college and not have a ton of debt, like make smart decisions, but go get married. Like what's the point of not? Like If you're gonna try to stay pure and try to pursue Jesus throughout your singleness, then you need to be so intentional with your time in that sense.
Yeah, that's really good. Yeah.
I'm so sorry for coming to my TED Talk, but
no, so sorry for coming.
I'm so sorry for making this a TED Talk. I'm just so passionate about this subject because I want to see people succeed, and I think this is the number one way that it's just the number one way that students fail.
Yeah.
Especially like high school and college students. This is the number one way you're going to fail in your walk with Jesus is you're going to start to feel shame when you start to make sexual or inappropriate mistakes with a significant other.
Yeah.
And you're going to either run down that shame until you get married and then try to reverse it all, or you're going to feel shame and so you'll never get married or never pursue a relationship like that.
Yeah.
And you'll either isolate yourself from it or you'll run with it. And I'm just saying there's a different way, and it is like go with Jesus and go faster to marriage because there's no point in waiting.
Yeah.
Like the world says to wait till you're financially stable. Hi, I'm married. I'm not financially stable. Like, I mean, I'm doing my best, like working when I can, all this stuff. Right. But like,
you can never really be financially stable.
No, dude, you're one decision away, like one bad accident, one like whatever from like, you know what I mean? You just gotta trust God, bro.
Yeah. That's great. That was really great. Wow. I think, no. Yeah. I just.
How would you follow that up?
I lost. Yeah. Now I'm like, okay.
Like, okay. Yeah. Ask question to Stella. What does that sound like from the perspective? Like, I'm the youth pastor guy who's married and like made bad decisions and like am trying to pursue Jesus now. What does that sound like to you?
I think just the slowing down part. It's so like I see it in myself and in everyone else around me too, is the need to like mature and be an adult and like accomplish all these things super quickly, like especially like finding your spouse too. Like I see that like the drive, and especially like the fear behind the drive, like the fear of like I'm not gonna find my person, find my spouse, I'm not gonna be loved, I'm not, like all these things, like just that fear. I see that fear that drives the desperation to find your person, and then like that, like, and then that makes like the pace of you're growing up and accomplishing things very quicker. And like when it goes quicker, you make more mistakes. It's easier to make more mistakes. And I feel like oftentimes when you are in like that season of, or that feeling of desperation, usually the first thing you find isn't the best choice because it's the first option. And it's like, oh, hey, yes, perfect, I'll take it.
Daniel, you're mine.
You're mine. But I think, like, there is so much, like, the world puts this, like, the pressure on growing up and maturing, and like, I mean, it's good to be mature, but like growing up and being an adult, but there's so much grace and room for you to slow down and to grow with God, because to grow your relationship with God, and then once you become more secure in yourself and who you are and your relationship with God, then it's like you can see, like, it's easier for you to weed out like like the good or bad decisions. And
Did you feel that, like, when because I feel like from a guy's perspective it's so different, like we're driven by very different motivators than desperation of like, will we find someone who loves us well? What did you experience, like, similar, like when you were in high school, or maybe you felt like your dating years were more in college? I don't know, but
I feel like
not quite that close, but like somewhere in between.
So
I feel like in high school, I feel like it's dependent on if your friends are dating. I feel like if your friends are dating, you want to date.
Yes.
It's also
I understand. As a single person myself. Yes.
I also think it depends on like if you are in public school or if you're homeschooled. It's I feel like more like prevalent in public school where just boys are everywhere. I feel like
50% of the population.
No, but I just feel like you're like tempted more. Where like you like have no, like, obviously I know I'm not gonna like find my spouse in high school, like especially with somebody in a public school that probably is not going to church,
unless you were the exception.
Yes,
because there's that exception.
Let's be honest, though, like the exception is like 0.2% or something.
Exactly. That's what have you guys ever watched the movie He's Just Not That Into You? No. You haven't? Oh,
you'll watch it tonight.
Yeah, you should watch it. But it's literally this girl is like making all these mistakes in her like dating and stuff, and this guy's like, and she's like, but my friend did this, my friend did this, and they're like, and he's like, they're the exception, you are the rule, and like, so it's just like dating in high school and finding your spouse in high school is like the exception, basically.
Yeah, so I feel like in high school, I feel like that was like my more rebellious, like, I'm just gonna be curious and mess around, and but then I feel like in college, I knew I wanted to get married young. Like, I just had that desire. Going to a Christian college doesn't help because everybody else has that desire. So you meet somebody and you're like,
am I gonna marry?
I see so many memes about dating in Christian college.
It's bad.
So
bad. Especially a small Christian college, and everybody knows if you're talking.
They start making the memes about you, actually.
It's actually
I literally had a meme made about me in college, and it was that I was dating this girl who didn't go to the same school, and so no one knew who she was. It was very like mysterious, and everyone's like creeping on Instagram, all that stuff, right? So I broke up with her. It was actually really mutual. We're not friends because that's weird, but like But like we could have been afterwards. Right?
Did you break up with her? Or did she break up
Jessica
with
you? We literally both went to the coffee shop.
Who broke up with who?
She said it first.
Oh!
She did, but I still to this day say that I broke up with her because that you have to remain pride. But in the slight chance that she did see this for whatever reason because social media exists.
We know
the truth is that she did break up with me first, but I had gone there to say the exact same thing, and so it was so relieving when she said it, and I was like, oh no, I was actually going to say the same thing. It's so glad that we both sat down at this coffee shop and we didn't buy any coffee.
Yeah.
And we literally just walked out of there and it was done. And then the next day there was a meme about how it was like, that like sweaty superhero with the big red button. That meme template.
Absolutely not.
Oh yeah, where it's
with
like
the big red button, and he's like sweating over whether or not to push it, and it's like breaks up with girlfriend, and the button is like talks to another girl or something like that.
Oh,
but they used names. So they said Cole breaks up with girlfriend. Cole talks to fill in the blank. I won't fill in the blank.
I was not that name
because the meme is dead and no one knows where it is. But like they literally, and I was like. I was sitting in class the next day and my phone goes off and I was like, you are kidding me. I got so mad because I didn't even talk to the girl like that.
You're famous. You're famous on memes.
It's okay, Cole. It's okay.
That's when I realized that my popularity at school was just a joke.
Oh my god. I really wish people will watch this one on video because his facial expressions are amazing.
Bro, they'll watch it. We have 30 YouTube viewers, so we're crushing.
That's great, guys.
All 30 of them is your mom.
My mom doesn't use YouTube.
Spotify.
Allison Herman, shout out. She watched it.
Yeah, she did. And then I was really scared after
she's going to love this episode. Oh my gosh. Lincoln Anderson commented.
We don't. That's all your.
That's all your family. Lincoln, Logan,
Tracy.
Miley watched it.
Tracy.
Some of it.
Perfect. We have two.
Miley was hired to watch it.
Oh my gosh, bro.
No, it's good.
Other people have watched it, okay?
Yeah.
Maya Dilly freaked out when we did a podcast. So
did she actually?
She was like, oh my gosh, I love podcasts. This is great.
Oh, I'm glad you liked it.
Yeah. So I'm just excited about the pod, all right? And that was a great story. Anyways, I had asked you a question and I totally interrupted you. Do you want to finish?
Sure, yeah.
Okay.
I feel like, in high school it was more just rebellious, just making dumb choices. And then I think when I got to college, I realized like, wow, this could happen. So every boy I met, I was like, I could actually marry them. Like, that was my mindset.
That's
my mindset. Every boy I meet.
Literally me.
No, not
future husband material.
Okay, that like more so in like,
like thinking your future.
She was like swiping left and right in her head every time she saw a guy.
Me too, honestly.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, me too.
Yeah.
I'm like,
you never know.
You never know.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's probably a lot of girls.
From a guy's perspective, you know.
Oh, really?
Like this never know thing you're saying? Like
No. But I'm saying like you just like have one conversation with them. Like, oh, like could this be somebody that like I actually start talking to?
And I'm saying from a guy's perspective, like you know.
I don't think you do.
Interesting.
Oh, I felt like I did. I feel like I have never, or I should say, there are like very few people that I was like, Oh yeah, for sure. There was most people that I had that conversation with or like went on a date with, and I like didn't date a lot in college, but I like went on a date with not several, like 3 or 4 girls, which just basically meant like we went out to coffee or like had a conversation. And Jessica was the only person that I sat down with and talked for 4 hours and felt like I wasn't done talking.
I know someone who has that story too.
And so then I was like, oh yeah, totally. But like all the other girls that I went with, I was like, no.
No, totally. Like that's what I'm saying. Is like, okay, so you go on a date, like a 4 hour
And then I know.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying.
Oh.
Yes.
That's what gets girls.
But I'm saying like if I were to like pass somebody in the hall and have a conversation, like that's where I'm like, oh, like
yeah, you're thinking.
you never know.
Yeah. Will they ask me out on a date?
Yeah.
You never know.
Will they be the next contestant on The Price is Right?
Exactly. That's literally what I do all the time. Yeah. I'm like,
maybe.
I'm like, no. I'm like, no. Yeah.
So, anyways, yeah, I just
dating
think
also horrifies me. So
it doesn't. Yeah, I thought it was super fun. Like doing it more casually, and like I mean, really casually. Like just like I took one girl, we went ice skating, and then went to coffee afterwards, and it was like it felt like a date. So then it didn't feel like just hanging out with a friend because I like asked her to do that thing specifically. I was like, hey, you want to go ice skating? Then go to coffee, and afterwards, we were still friends or whatever. But I felt like I think that more high school students should do that versus like having deep or super intense conversations like right away. Like just go do something fun.
Yeah.
Or like go hang out with friends in a big like you don't have to like have that 4 hour conversation because honestly, I feel like in high school you could talk to almost anyone for 4 hours because there's so much stuff, and if they go to your school, you have so much in common. So that's like doesn't necessarily apply to say like then you found your person, but like just go do something. And see where it leads. Like do something fun.
Like something fun. Yeah.
Yeah, don't go to a movie.
Unless you like are both really big into movies and you talk about the movie afterwards for like 4 hours.
Nope, don't go to a movie.
Oh, okay.
I mean, you can, I guess, but like that is the worst first date you could ever have.
You just sit there and it's like it's like
very awkward.
It's very awkward. Yeah.
You had a date. That was a movie, didn't you?
Was it awkward?
You never had a guy take you to a movie?
Cole Anderson, you were the first guy that I dated.
No.
Oh, really?
No, but I mean like you had guys.
I never went to a movie with a guy.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
He needed
confirmation. What? Huh?
I didn't go to a movie with girls.
Oh, okay.
No, I just said that was a dumb date.
Okay.
Gosh, I was good at planning dates back in the day. Now
we're struggling.
Want to go bowling? There's nothing to do in Elk River.
Did I tell you guys how our family goes bowling every year for Thanksgiving, and I hate bowling.
I do too.
And and I was really bored, and so I was like throwing the ball in like really weird ways, and I accidentally overhanded the ball.
Oh no!
You what?
I overhanded the bowling ball.
Like over?
Yeah.
How did you do that? Did you dislocate your shoulder?
No, I don't know. I also don't know how I did it because I'm like, no way. I literally was like,
and she was out $150 because she had to pay for the bowling ball.
I literally, I was with my cousins and my siblings, and I was like, and someone said like, I was like, I'll just like overhand it, and I was like as a joke, and then I was like, oh yeah, should I? And they're like, yeah, do it, and I really didn't want to be there.
You know that
been so loud.
You know that TikTok when they're like, don't do it. And it's like you have
I
like
literally was like in midair. I was like, oh no. It was so loud. I whipped around, and my cousins and my siblings were laughing so hard. And my mom was like, "What was that?" And I was like, "Nothing. It was fine."
Nice.
I laid down a couple times, and I almost got
laid down.
Yeah, I sat down on my butt like this, and I pushed it, and then I also laid down on my chest, and I pushed it, and I almost got a strike both times I did that.
So, wow.
Yeah.
Guys, I'm like a master.
Almost is nothing, but okay.
Well, there was like one pin left,
and it was almost a professional athlete.
Shut up. Leave me alone.
If I almost got a strike every time I went bowling, then I would almost be a professional bowler.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what I look like. Almost.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we're going into Christmas in 2024. What is one thing that you want to see happen here at Youth in 2024? Big question.
Yeah.
You can answer too.
I
water in the microphone. Like, pulling it away.
Sorry, headphone users.
Always use headphones.
Except when they do the brr, brr, brr.
No, I'll balance it better. I
I'm
edited
so
it so
sorry,
fast.
headphone users.
Yeah, he was like stressing, and I was just like watching.
I was just trying to get done because you were sick at home, and I was trying to get done.
Yeah, because he loves you.
Yes.
Love you so much.
Wow.
Okay, just tell me what's something you want to see happen.
Maybe students like going like deeper in that confidence that I was talking about earlier. I feel like if I would have known the level of confidence that I had, and again, not the type of confidence that you have walking into your school or into youth group, like I'm sure our students don't feel confidence in that level, but I feel like they will do crazy things for Jesus, because I feel like that was me and my friends. We would have just done whatever. So I just feel like if more students tapped into the confidence that they have, youth groups across the nation would be
Bigger.
Yeah.
And more like a church.
Yeah.
I think they heard me.
Oh,
Okay.
did they?
I'm trying to talk loud. Can you tell?
Now I can.
Sorry.
What do you think? What do you want to happen at youth this year? Like, what do you think? I mean, that's maybe a hard spot for a student, but I think that it's so important to like to speak vision into something, because sometimes we just have to put words to it and then it really comes to life.
Yeah.
Or we just put words to it and then we recognize that it's already happening all around us.
I think, like kind of what Jessica said, was confidence, and also like, I just forgot what I was gonna say. Having that Monday morning faith. If that makes sense. Like instead of just like going on what.
I just hear the song in my head.
Yeah, I know. That's why I thought of it too.
Yeah.
Was like you can you go on Wednesdays and then like sometimes like you'll go on Sundays, but like not just having like the like praise Jesus at worship, but then like at school or the rest of the week, then it's like you're like, oh, like I'm friends with these people, or like I like doing this for fun. So it's like hard to like the 1 foot in the world and 1 foot in the church kind of thing.
Yeah.
I feel like I think it'd be really cool to see a lot of people just to like realize like you can't do both, and just to put both feet in the relationship with Jesus and having like that faith on Wednesdays, because that's like so powerful on Wednesdays, and then also having that throughout the rest of the week too. So that'd be really cool.
That would be sweet.
Mm-hmm.
Can I answer the question?
Yeah.
2 things. 1, I want to see Jesus as like a topic of conversation.
Yeah.
More often. We're like so quick to talk about Fortnite, dating, relationships. I use Fortnite because
you literally just wanted to do a sermon
about. I hate playing Fortnite, but people. It's just not my favorite game. But like people like it's just like really big right now. It drops a new season, Lego Fortnite, like all this stuff going on. Anyways, like I want Jesus to be a topic of conversation in the same way. Like, hey, I read this in my Bible. It was so cool. This inspired me. Like, this is what God's doing in me right now. Like, why don't we talk about him ever? Yeah. Just don't. So I would love to see that. And then 2, I would love if someone would buy our youth merch.
I want to. I like that hoodie with the world on it. I just keep forgetting about it. I'm not gonna lie.
I hope everyone is saying that because
I like it. Our hoodies are good.
That I've only sold one of those hoodies, and it was to a guest speaker.
Oh, was it to Jeff Grinnell?
Yeah, Jeff Grinnell bought one when he was here.
He's amazing.
He's pretty cool.
So good.
Shout out Jeff Grinnell.
Yeah.
But yeah, Jesus is a topic of conversation, and a great way to start that conversation would be
buy our merch.
So wear that hoodie all winter long.
Yeah.
The shirts are dope too. The material is like a million times better than last time.
The hoodies are actually really good. Like the material for hoodies is actually.
You know what we're gonna be revealing on the next podcast episode?
What?
Or the next 1 or 2 is our big event in March.
What?
Should we tell them about it?
Nope. I wasn't informed. Can we just like?
Nope, sorry.
There's a
huge event happening in March for River of Life Youth, and we are really excited about it, and you're gonna want to make sure that you're there. Can we tell them the dates?
Nope.
Okay, but it's in March, and it's right at the beginning of March. It's gonna be great.
Okay,
So
I have a
we'll drop it
question.
soon.
Yeah, for Jessica. What are 2 things that you would tell your young self?
That's a good
now?
one.
I just watched listened to a podcast too, and they did this, and I was like, that's a really good idea. I'm using it.
It's a great, like, kind of wrapping it up.
Yeah.
I feel like I wish I would have told myself like it's not worth it. In the sense of like I just feel like I made stupid decisions.
Yeah.
Maybe just to fit in. I was curious. I went through like a year of not having like a strong faith. I would be one person at church, one person at school. And I feel like I would just tell myself like it's not worth it. Don't do it.
It doesn't.
Yeah. And then maybe the second thing would to like value my time with Jesus more. I feel like I went through a good 2 to 3 years in high school where I would really spend hours with Jesus and praying, and I feel like I heard the Lord so clearly in different seasons. And I feel like now being a mom, being a wife, working full time, it's just harder. I feel like I just really don't think you hear the Lord the same way as a youth student who is like sold out for Jesus, and that's really like that's what you can do with your time is just spend so much time with him. So I wish I would have just valued that time more. Even in college, I just feel like that's kind of when it started to slow down. We would go to chapel every day, but that one-on-one time was just different than in high school. I feel like you won't ever have that time back.
Yeah, that's really good. I feel like, okay, this is kind of based on what you said the last one about like the time, having more time. I feel like, and like teenagers being more on fire for Jesus. And this has been like in my head all day was I feel like one of the reasons why like we're told like your generation's going to do amazing things, teenagers are going to do amazing things is because every single time I feel like you're always told to like come to church and to leave your past at the door.
Yeah.
Leave your past out of the building. It doesn't matter. You're not too far gone no matter what you like what you've done in your past.
Yeah.
Leave it at the door and then come in here and worship Jesus.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's like why so many people have like I hear all the time is like these teenagers are going to do amazing things. They're on fire for God. And I feel like because we get told that, but like adults themselves don't get told that. Like you can, as an adult, you can have more of a past than a teenager, but we're told like you're not too far gone, no matter what you've done in your past. Yeah, leave at the door and just come in and worship Jesus. So.
Yeah, I also feel like you students have just like crazy ideas.
Yeah,
like good ideas where
they're just not limited yet.
Yeah,
like you don't, you haven't experienced failure to the same degree that adults have, that I have. I mean, like start a podcast. Okay, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I totally would have on my own, but like it's so much more fun when you do it with someone who's like, oh, this is possible. Like, and it is as simple as like recording it on a mini mic.
Yeah. Mini mics.
Yeah, I just feel like you students have like crazy ideas. Like I just remember being a youth student and having all these different ideas of I interned at a church in Estonia like when I was 17 or 18 where like I feel like as an adult I would never take my that would just be a harder decision. I just see like even students in our youth group where they just might not be like stepping out though with those ideas, and I'm just like, do it. Like if you have business ideas, do it. Like if you have ideas for a youth group, do it. Like if you are super into evangelizing, like I know of a certain youth student that invites 20 students every week those are things that you're gonna look back on as an adult and say like, oh my word, like I had this confidence that I'm like I'd walk into my high school and invite 20 students and those 20 students would show up. So it's like cool watching certain students walk with that confidence, but then other students I know have ideas and I know that the Lord's speaking to them about certain things.
There's just like fear there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm like, you can do it.
Yeah.
You're a youth student, you can do it. Yeah.
That's really good.
Yeah, and that's always been our heart for youth in general. Is like how can we create an atmosphere that allows? Obviously, there's like a certain level of there's a barrier to entry when it comes to like giving an idea and running with it. There's certain things like doing this that is really easy, like to do a podcast versus like, hey, I want to preach on a Wednesday. Yeah. Okay, well, I mean, we want you to, but like, let's work up to that. Like, let's not just like
let's work on that.
Let's just do it. But we've always wanted to be an atmosphere where like, hey, you have an idea for merch, like let's design it and do it. Hey, you have an idea for like a drink or something fun at the cafe, like let's do it. Yeah. You have an idea for new kids, let's do it. You have an idea for inviting or for a game, for a thing, like let's do it. Because I like, if this was just my ideas or just Jessica's ideas or just our ideas, like this is lame, bro. No one cares about our ideas. We need just like on Sunday morning, like youth students shouldn't be like reaching the adults. The adults should be reaching the adults. We need youth students to reach the youth students. Like I need people to go into their high school and reach their high school because I literally can't get past the front door unless I say I'm a student and I'm not. Or I get employed by them or something. But then you get fired if I talk about Jesus. Like seriously. But you can't get expelled for talking about Jesus. So it's so important to just see like wherever you're at as your mission field and your opportunity. God put Jessica and I in a neighborhood and we need to see that as our mission field. God gave me a family and I need to see that as my mission field. And if you're a single student who like lives at home, like yes, your neighborhood, your family is but like your high school, your sphere of influence, your friends, that's your mission field. Like bring Jesus up, talk about him, do something because you will never regret doing something for Jesus. Yeah. You're never going to go like, oh, shoot, I hated that mission trip. I wish I wouldn't have gone. Like, that won't happen. Yeah. Let's be honest. Unless you get, like, some crazy disease or something, you're not going to.
Unless you get sick the whole entire time on it or something.
But you're still not going to regret it. You're just going to be like, wow, that could have been different. But God taught me something, and I put myself out something there. From it. So, yeah. Should we do our last segment? Sure. Bone to pick.
Oh, gosh. I was thinking of something right here, and I was segment. Like, oh, I think I have my bone to pick. Actually,
that's dope. I'm gonna make sure that this is.
I would cry.
Oh, it is.
Okay,
like, it is. Just double checking. I don't know how to. Yeah. Anyways,
I would definitely start crying if it didn't.
There's a better way to do this than the way that we're doing it, but we are doing it the easy way, and it's working. Did you like our color grade on the last episode? It made us look so white.
It was just like blue. It was so.
I'm going to take a little more time. I have some time. That's why we got to wrap it up. Post this for all of our mini micers. It's like 205, 206.
Oh, wow. That's good.
What is it? 212. Anyways, it's a bone to pick. So you've been thinking about it. Go ahead and go first.
Since we talked about the
Starbucks
drive-through.
What do you have a bone to pick with?
Tiny drive-thrus.
I already did this one last week.
You said parking lots.
Okay. The same, literally the same business.
Drive-thrus, like the Starbucks one in Elk River or the Caribou Cabin in Elk River too. That's like where like downtown is. I feel like I'm also just bad at drive-thrus. I don't like drive-thrus. I don't want to go in, but I hate drive-thrus. I just don't like it. Like no, seriously. Actually, I just don't like it.
Should I sit in my car and be uncomfortable, or get out and be uncomfortable? Either way, I'm getting a treat that's like way too expensive, but.
It's just I think I'm gonna hit the wall every time.
You can have a bone to pick about it, but you also have to have a solution to the problem. So what would make it better?
What was your solution to the parking lots, Cole, last week?
That there's 2 parking lots across the street that are empty.
Like, you're gonna park.
Why in the world do they not build Starbucks in the middle of a big parking lot? Like, come on.
My solution is to make bigger drive-thrus.
So you like Chick-fil-A drive-thru style, like where they like take your order and stand there and say "my pleasure."
I mean, yeah, that kind of scares me a little bit, but yeah.
Cool. Do you have a bone to pick?
Yeah, prices. I was looking at.
You have a bone to pick with the economy?
Yeah. I was looking at. No, this is insane. I was looking at a registry from Kaylee, and I was like, oh, I wanted to see what mattress I wanted to get for our crib. We bought a crib used, and.
Yeah, I will not let me drinking water get into this recording. Absolutely not.
One more time?
No.
I missed it. Do it. Okay, whatever.
So I looked at our registry because I was like, okay, I need to get a mattress for this next baby.
Mm-hmm.
When I had it on Kaylee's, which was 2 years ago, it was $279 for a crib mattress. Still expensive.
It's a lot.
Not like terrible. I'm sure you could get a 10% off code.
Yeah.
Now
$20.
2 years later, it is $430.
Good Lord.
And that's why we're not buying that, I guess. Right?
That's why it's fine.
Sleeping on the floor.
Cole's scared now.
Are we buying that?
You could just make it. Just get some like fabric and just stuff some.
We'll hire you to do that.
Stuffing in it. I used to. I could sew.
I used to make
mattresses. No, I can make. I used to hand sew stuff like pillows and stuff.
Wow.
When I was like 10, so I was a young.
I
was a young, creative, homeschooled, sad child. So.
Yeah, that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Good for you.
Thank you.
Bone to pick. I'll tell you what, I haven't thought about this even though I knew I wanted to do this segment again. But I'd say my bone to pick in general is with
Amen.
Oh gosh, I don't know. I guess I would like to say that my bone to pick is with technology. That's what I'm going with right away. I just feel like it's designed to help us, never works the way we want it to, and also like ruins our mental health. So is it helping us at all? I mean, like
even like ruins our posture.
Yeah, Stella's been reading a book about posture.
No, I'm not. I'm reading a book about that's just part of the things in it. Okay, I'm reading a book. Okay. I'm reading a psychology book
about posture.
About nope. It's about the different ways that we can help ourselves get through trauma and triggers. So
nice.
Posture's one of them.
Well, when you have gone through a traumatic event and like you're scared or you're shameful, physically you make less room for yourself. You're like,
I understand you.
Away. But then
I mean, I'm not disagreeing. I'm just making fun of you.
I know you are. You always make fun of me, Cole.
Not always.
Yes, you do.
That would be an absolute. We don't use absolutes.
Okay, sorry.
That's triggering. Anyways, yeah, I just think technology is just a joke sometimes, but it just bugs me. I wish that it was just easier and cheaper to do certain things, and it's annoying. Yeah. Also, I'm a firm believer in conspiracy theories that the technology out there.
I love conspiracy theories.
Would scare us to death if we actually knew like what certain devices there were that we don't have access to.
I love conspiracy theories. They're so funny. They're so fun. I don't know why. I just love them so much. They're just so. I'm like, I don't know.
So, well, any last words?
Any last words?
All right. This has been the Youth Mini Mic Podcast. Cole Anderson,
Jessica,
Stella,
signing off,
and Daniel.
We'll catch you later, Mini Micers.